So John drove from Pennsylvania to buy my wheelies.
Yes.
And also to wail on the Kia before he helps me tow it to the yard. So have at it. Woo. Wow, these are improvements. So in June, my city sent me a letter saying, hey, you've got 12 cars, a lot of them don't work, and a lot of them aren't registered. That breaks the ordinance, so you better fix that. They gave me pretty much a month to do that. And now there are just under 3 weeks left, and let's have a look at what the condition of those 12 cars is at this point. All right, well, first off, there are no longer 12 cars on this property. There are 10. You will notice there is no Kia Rio here. And there's also no 1948 Willys CJ2A. Project Slow Devil has moved on to Pennsylvania and is now under the ownership of a man named John. So let's cut to the footage. Nice. Perfect. How much gas are you giving it? Yep, maybe a little much. Nice. John has loaded up the Willys and pretty much all of my Willys parts. So that's a rear axle there, a fuel tank, a transfer case, there's a transmission, there's a radiator, and a bunch of other parts. 6-volt coils in there, and U-joints and shackles, and there's a cylinder head there. Pretty much everything Willys related, I am letting you have, John.
Thank you.
John actually took the Kia to the junkyard, so let's cut to the footage. How's it going, John?
It's going good. Just keep pulling, just keep pulling, just keep pulling.
This is the end of the line for the Kia Rio, which was a vehicle I traded a $1 Oldsmobile for. It was going to be a part of a video series, but lots of things happened in our company and in the world, and so the video series is not going to happen, and so the Kia must go. And I can't say I have to say I cannot. I'm in no way sad about it. I really am not. Of all vehicles that I'm thrilled to get rid of, this has got to be at the top of my list. All right, we're just gonna, John, you're just gonna shove this sucker right off, huh?
I'm gonna give it some love.
Just. Oh man. And there is the junkyard, its final resting place. Right now it's stablemates with this crappy Trailblazer. But we've still got 10 cars here. This one is gonna be gone this week. Some gentleman from the military actually wired me $4,000, and a truck is gonna pick that up this week. The 92 Jeep Cherokee is registered and functional. The 91 Jeep Comanche, I still need to register that, but it works fine. The 94 Grand Cherokee manual transmission, the Holy Grail, runs and drives, it's registered, no big deal. The city has no problem with that. City does have a problem with this whole setup here. Vehicle on jack stands, you know, not registered, not even titled to my name. So this is a 91 Jeep Cherokee. It's from out west. It has no rust on it. It's got a manual transmission. It is absolutely beautiful. I just installed the ball joints on the new axle because the old axle was bent in the T-bone incident here. So we've got the new axle in, ball joints in. Oh, success! It took us 100 years, but we have the ball joint out.
Ow.
It's a little hot.
It's a bit hot, but yeah, we just popped this guy out. It's been in there since 1962.
And it's pressed in, right?
Pressed in ball joint. It's not a goofy Chrysler screw-in ball joint, so we had to nip a little bit of it to get the cup around it. But
so that goes into the knuckle. Here, show us where that goes in the knuckle.
So that goes in like that.
And how does it work? Like, it basically lets you steer, right?
Yeah, it allows the knuckle to pivot on the kingpin axis.
Amanda and Carl are taking these clips out of this axle shaft here, this half shaft.
You hit me, Achilles.
I just hit you.
I know you did.
Sorry. These clips are the absolute worst. Then we got Aaron over here who's trying to remove U-joints from, you know, once the clips are out, the U-joints got to get pressed out. And then we'll slap some new U-joints in. I'll show you those. Those are the new clips. Oh, nice. These are wrapped in paper. Oh, behold. I just put in the new U-joints into the axle shaft. I need to, into the axle shafts rather. I need to install some seals and I need to button up the front end of this thing. And then I need to go to the junkyard and find a new fender because this aftermarket fender just doesn't fit properly. So, yeah, just need to button this thing up. That Land Rover Discovery, I know I'm supposed to be working on my cars and not the Land Rover, which doesn't belong to me, but I found this Discovery in the junkyard and it's got the jump seats in the back. And the one in my backyard does not have the jump seats. So, I mean, it would be ridiculous to not put these into that, right? We can't have a Discovery. If it's gonna be in my yard for any amount of time, it better freaking have those jump seats. That's all I'm saying. Okay, I'm driving the Land Rover. The brakes are horrible. I'm pretty sure only the front brakes work. The transmission's not horrible, actually. It's just quite nicely. The engine sounds like dog shit when you accelerate. Listen to this. It sounds like a machine gun. Oh, let's see if it's got any power at all. Leave from first gear. Again, machine gun fire. Shift to second. I mean, it makes power. And it doesn't overheat. Oh God. It's getting hot. Okay, all right. We're gonna have to shut it down here. Is there coolant leaking? No, well, we've got the aux fan on. We're spewing coolant into our hot bottle here. Fan is on max. Anyway, we'll let it cool down and I'll drive it back home. That Land Rover Discovery is going to be dumped. The J10 pickup is in great shape. It's registered. It's awesome. I love it. But yeah, the biggest issues now, the 91 Cherokee, and then this, the 79 Jeep Cherokee Golden Eagle. There's no tarp. I mean, there's a tarp on it, which I guess you could call blight if you're into that. And because there's no engine in it, the engine is in the garage. And we'll show you that. It is in exactly the same shape as the previous update.
Installing some piston rings.
All right, using that tool there. Nice,
Easy
nice,
enough.
nice. They're the old ones. They're completed pistons. Yeah. Look at this. You have to make sure the mark is on the top, and you got to space them right. It's not rocket science. This is a 1966 Ford Mustang, by the way. It's in the garage, so the city doesn't care. But yeah, this engine right here, I need to slap it all back together and then throw it in the 79 Golden Eagle. But at the end of the day, if I can't get the Golden Eagle completed, I'll just roll the Cherokee into the garage and I'll be good. Everything else, this will be gone. That thing's good, that thing's good. That Cherokee will be fixed. This will be in the garage, no one will care. The Grand Wagoneer there will be gone. The Cherokee is fine, and then the Comanche will be registered. So I've got a plan, I've got 3 weeks, I think we'll be good. One more for good measure.
One more, left-handed.
Nice. It's just spewing coolant out through the lid there.